Now, the South African Agricultural Industry Association, Agri SA, today welcoming the announcement by the Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development Minister Thoko Didiza that over 500,000 hectares of state land is going to be made available for agricultural purposes. But there's a caveat here. The body is concerned about corruption in the process and also asks how beneficiaries are going to be selected. Joining us now is the organization's Director of Legal Affairs, Annelize Crosby. Good afternoon to you and welcome. What specifically are you concerned about?
So, as you said rightly, Agri SA welcomes the announcement. We've said for a long time that if the state is serious about land reform, they should set the example by releasing state land. And for a long time, they've been saying that there is no state land to be released for agricultural purposes. So it's a positive move. We are, however, concerned about corruption. It seems that it's committees of government officials that will be sitting at district, provincial and national level who will decide whom the land gets allocated to. So that is a concern because the track record of the department, unfortunately, when it comes to that kind of thing, is not good. We would have thought it would be better to have committees where you also have some outside stakeholders that can, at least balance things out and help guard against corruption. Also, we've seen that government has not been very good in the past in administering lease agreements. There's studies that were done by the University of the Western Cape that indicated that most of the beneficiaries in the Eastern Cape, in any event, didn't even have written lease agreements when they were put onto state land. So they had no tenure security whatsoever. So that needs to be improved on if the state is serious about these 30-year lease agreements. And then also, in the past, we've seen that it's very difficult for beneficiaries to actually exercise an option to purchase. So the minister said that there will be such an option for beneficiaries who qualify. But we've had that Ragatse matter, I think, last year, where Mr. Ragatse had to go to the court to eventually enforce his option to purchase.
Right. So you're worried about the selection process as well, and you're also concerned that once the land is distributed, it might not necessarily be used for, and I quote, productive farming purposes. What's the concern there, and how then should that selection process be devised optimally?
Yes. So, the minister indicated that the land is being released specifically for agricultural purposes, for production purposes. So, obviously, then, you want people who are able to farm the land productively. And you want them also to receive the necessary assistance, because often you get people who know how to farm, how to do the physical part of the farming, put the crops in the ground, but they don't necessarily have the necessary financial training. They don't necessarily have access to markets and all of that. So you need a skills transfer program to accompany the selection of beneficiaries. And you really want people that are passionate about farming. And you want to ensure that the land is then retained for farming purposes, whether it be smallholder farming or commercial farming or community farming, whatever the case may be. But we don't have much agricultural land or high-quality agricultural land in this country. So what we do have, we should make sure that we use it productively.
Ms. Crosby, just quickly on another matter, I wonder if your organization has a view on the violent protest conducted by farmers in Senekal earlier this week. Do you condemn it?
I, unfortunately, am not mandated. It's not my portfolio at all to speak about that. So, you're more than welcome to speak to my colleague or the chairperson of that particular committee. I'm pretty sure they have a view, but I'm not mandated to express the view.
All right. Thank you very much indeed. Still to come, that's Annelize Crosby, by the way, the organization Agri SA's Director of Legal Affairs. Still to come.